Hey all, welcome back to the channel, the Network Marketing Success Series. I am Scott. Today we're covering a very important topic. Every network marketer needs to know about this topic, every single one, and that is how to recruit your first 2 team members in your first week. It's not just about getting started, it's about creating momentum that's going to define your entire business trajectory. If that sounds over dramatic, it's not. The psychological impact of recruiting 2 people in your first week is absolutely enormous, both for you and for those watching your journey. So I've studied many successful launches and businesses, and there's a clear pattern, okay? Those who recruit at least 2 people in their first week are 5 times more likely to build significant organizations long term. So in the next 7 minutes, I'm going to share the exact strategy that can consistently produce results, including the specific conversations, the timing, the approach that works. So let's go ahead, let's dive in, all right? Now, before we get started into the tactical nuts and bolts, the approaches, let's understand why exactly recruiting 2 people in your first week is so dang powerful. So first of all, it proves to yourself that this business model works. Nothing builds confidence like early results, and confidence is magnetic in network marketing. Secondly, it creates social proof for future prospects. So when people see that you've already started building a team, then what they do is they take you more seriously as a business owner. Thirdly, it establishes you as a leader. It sets you apart from everyone else from day one. Your upline will invest more time in someone who shows immediate action and immediate results, because there are a ton of tire kickers, a ton of people who say they're going to get started fast and don't take the steps. Finally, it creates urgency for prospects who might otherwise procrastinate. When they see others joining your team, the fear of missing out becomes very, very powerful. FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. So the key insight here is that recruiting your first 2 is not just about the numbers. It's about establishing credibility, momentum, leadership, positioning. All of those things accelerate everything that follows after those first 2 members, right? Now, success in your first week starts with strategic prospect selection. You can't approach this randomly and expect consistent results. So here's your selection criteria for those first week prospects, okay? Think about the relationship factor. Choose people who already trust you and respect you. Your first week, it's not the time to practice on strangers or rebuild damaged relationships, okay? Now, the timing factor, okay? Identify people going through life transitions, new jobs, recent moves, relationship changes, or financial pressures. Timing often matters more than fit, many, many times. The influence factor. Look for people who others naturally follow. So these connectors, they can help you reach additional prospects through their networks. The coachability factor. Select people who ask questions, follow advice, and have demonstrated teachable attitudes in other areas of their lives. All right? Now, here is the critical part. From that list of people, I want you to identify exactly 6 people who meet these criteria. Why 6? Because your goal is 2, right? You'll typically present to 4 people, and you want 2 backup options, okay? Rank these 6 people in order of likelihood to join. Your top 2, you want those to be your strongest prospects, people who trust you completely and are facing situations that your opportunity could genuinely help solve. All right, now let's talk about the proven approach sequence. This is something that has worked time and time again. It's been tested and it's been proven. All right, it's specific and it consistently works for first week recruiting. Day 1 and 2 is the curiosity builder. So your initial contact should create curiosity without overwhelming them with information. All right, here's a proven script for you. Hey, John, I know this might sound a little unexpected, but I've just partnered with a company that's got me really excited about some possibilities, okay? I hadn't even considered this before. I'm not sure if it's going to be a good fit for you, but based on what I know about your situation with, and then name whatever their specific situation is, I think you'd find it interesting, okay? Would you be open to taking a look if I could show you something in the next couple of days? Simple, it's easy, tailor it to the person who you're talking to, okay? You want to make it not in a box, all right? Tailor it to that person. It acknowledges the unexpected nature, it expresses genuine excitement, it references their specific situation, and it creates urgency with timing. And it asks for a specific commitment, okay? That's days 1 and 2. Days 2 and 3, you want to do your presentation setup. So if they express interest, you want to be ready for that, correct? Immediately schedule a specific time for your presentation. And you state that somehow like this. Perfect. Hey, I'd love to show you what I've discovered. This is something that's best explained in person or over a video call. What works better for you? Tomorrow at 7 or Thursday at 3? Name a couple of times. Be specific. Have them choose one. Okay, people will make a choice. Always offer 2 specific times rather than asking what works for you, because it creates urgency. It makes it easier for these people to commit. It's a simple sales technique. Day 3 to 5, the presentation, okay? So your presentation should always follow this structure. First of all, you want to thank them for their time and their openness, okay? You want to share your story using what you've learned in our last video. If you haven't seen that, go back, click on the last video. Then you want to present the opportunity focusing on their specific needs and ask for their thoughts and address any concerns. So if it's positive, then help them get started immediately, all right? There, you've got one of your first 2 already. The conversion conversations. So the key to converting presentations into partnerships lies in your closing conversation, all right? You want to always keep things the same. You want to have it be predictable in your mind and practice. So get their honest reaction. Based on what you've seen, what's your honest reaction on this opportunity? Listen to their response. This tells you exactly how to proceed, okay? Step 2 is to address that primary concern. Every prospect has one main concern. So you want to identify it and you want to address it directly, all right? If it's time, gosh, I understand time is tight. That's actually why this model works so well for busy people like us. I'm able to squeeze it in literally throughout my day. Or money, I get the investment concern. Let me show you exactly how you can earn back your startup cost in your first month. Experience. You don't need network marketing experience. You need life experience and a willingness to learn, both of which you already have. Now, once you've been through that step, you want to create decision urgency. Something like this. Here's what I'd like to suggest. You've seen that this opportunity makes sense for your situation. The question isn't whether to do this, it's when to start. My experience, someday rarely comes. So what would need to happen for you to get started today? Then you want to facilitate their immediate action. If they're ready, help them get started today. Great, let's get you set up right now. I have my laptop with me. We can have you registered and we can have everything set up in the next 10 minutes for you. So the key is momentum, okay? Don't let them leave to think about it. Help them make the decision and take action while they're excited. Now, handling objections and follow-up. The fruit is always in the follow-up. That is another key sales law, really. Even with great prospects, you're going to face objections. So here are the most common ones and how you can handle those objections. I need to think about it. Totally. I completely understand. Wanting to think it through, let me ask you this. What specific aspect do you need to think about? Is it the time commitment? Is it the investment? Or is it something else? You want to have them state that concern, right? Address that specific concern. What if we could resolve that concern right now? Would there be anything else that's holding you back? So, second objection is, I need to talk to my spouse. That makes perfect sense, and I'd expect nothing less. What aspects of this do you think your spouse would want to understand better? Again, Once you do that, then you can go in and you can offer, hey, would it be helpful if I spoke with both of you at the same time? I find that when both partners hear the information firsthand, they can make a decision much more quickly. Does that make sense to you? Another big response or objection is, I don't have the money right now. Here's how you handle that. I appreciate your honesty about your financial situation. Let me ask you this. Is the challenge that you don't have the money, or that you don't see how this investment could generate a return? If it's truly a money issue, then what if we could find a way to get you started with a smaller investment? Let's look at your options, okay? I have some low-cost things that can help with this, right? Remember, objections, they often indicate interest, okay? If people are objecting, they're interested. Handle them professionally, and you'll convert many of these people into partners. Now, let's get to the implementation and the closing. So, specific action plan for recruiting your first 2 team members this week. Today, start now. There is power in starting now. Create that list of your 6 strategic prospects. Rank them by the likelihood to join. Schedule time to contact those first 2 prospects, okay? Then you want to contact them using the Curiosity Builder script that we reviewed. You want to schedule your presentation appointments for days 3 and 4. Then, in days 3 and 4, you want to conduct your presentations. You want to use the conversion conversation framework, and if needed, contact prospects 3 to 4 for additional presentations, all right? Days 5 to 7, you want to follow up on any pending decisions. You want to help new team members get started immediately. Right now, not tomorrow, not next week, immediately. Contact remaining prospects if you haven't reached out or reached your goal of your 2 signups. So, again, the key to success is treating this like the business launch it is. Block time in your calendar. Follow the process systematically, because you can teach this process to the people who join, okay? And then they build momentum. And then you teach it to those people and they have momentum. You know, don't get discouraged if your first conversation doesn't go perfectly. Remember, you only need 2 yes responses to achieve your goal. Stay focused. Follow this system, and you're going to be amazed at what you can accomplish in your first week. So, in our next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to help those first 2 team members recruit their first 2. That is the key to this entire business, creating the duplication that builds lasting income. Hey, I hope you've gotten value out of this video. If so, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, okay? If you are in your first week, then start now. Implementation. I always say that education without implementation is just entertainment. So get started, get going, find those first 2 team members. I will see you in the next video.